Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien and today's bulletin: all is not just cricket, register to target offenders, licence application causes waves, and more. There are some questions that need to be asked about hosting world sporting events such as the cricket. How open to local small businesses are these events, and what is the real cost of hosting such an event to the 90% of ratepayers that don't own restaurants or provide accommodation? Small business owners have felt the corporate wrath when it comes to sharing profits with the locals, as Penny Strong from Nourish Juice found out one day before the start of the cricket event when Pepsi decided that a natural fruit juice with no added sugar was in direct competition to their product. So if you wanted to provide yourself or your child with a healthy option, as has been adopted by Nelson City Council for city events, where was the choice? We went along to talk to Penny from Nourish Juice about her experiences with the corporate sponsors. Thanks for taking the time talking to us, Penny. We understand that you were all good to go for the cricket and then the plug was pulled at the last minute. Can you just tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, so on Saturday morning, I got called. Actually, I had to call them to say that it was an urgent matter, and they said that I was not to attend the cricket because I was in too much competition with Pepsi. And I thought that was a bit crazy because we'd had over a month, we'd gone through a lot of protocols to get to that level. I'd gone to a cricket match on the 20th of January. Everything was checked over and we were good to go. And then Saturday, yep, no, you can't go, because I was supposed to set up on Sunday afternoon.
Wow. And that was Pepsi put that through?
Yes, they deemed that I was in too much competition with Pepsi. My natural smoothies, protein shakes, blends with fruit and vegetables, no sugar.
Do you actually find that a little bit offensive to be deemed to be the same as Pepsi?
Yeah, it's a bit mind-blowing. I think something that's carbonated, fizzy, not natural, just nothing in comparison to what I do. Like, they're here and I'm way over here. It's crazy.
And with all the rules that we have now about sugar drinks at Nelson Council events, it actually seems to be going against everything that we're trying to implement, Nelson City Council. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a little bit confusing as well. I mean, Nelson Council have been hammering the whole let's not have sugar drinks at any events, which have been implemented some places. That's an issue. The other issue for me with that is that we don't get to choose. Like, you go to the cricket, you have to drink Pepsi or beer. You don't get a choice if you want to have something healthy. I think that's crazy that we get dictated about what you can and can't drink.
And I mean, that's dictated to us, to our children, basically. We have no choice what we can give our children.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
And were you compensated in any way because you were at such late notice?
They did offer compensation originally on the phone. They said, we will look at getting compensation for you, but you need to take your social media post down because it'll be difficult to get that. But at the end of the day, for me, it's not about compensation. It's about principle. It's about supporting local businesses. It's about providing healthy options. I've got to suck up the money issue, but that's my beef. Yeah.
Hey, thanks very much. Well, hopefully with your stand, a lot of the local people will come down and support you.
Yeah, thank you.
The crowd at Monday's first Cricket World Cup match at Saxton Oval between Ireland and the West Indies behaved well, according to Nelson Police. Inspector Tim Crawford said fans enjoyed a great day at the match and only 2 people had to be removed from the stadium. He said there were no issues with traffic travelling to and from the stadium. The renovation continues as the Spring and Fern are looking to open a new franchise in Mapua in the premises that has been operating as a restaurant and bar for several decades. They have been in the throes of renovating the former relocated Tasman Street School building, but then their plans last week began to sour after 3 Mapua residents decided to protest the business getting an alcohol licence. Mapua locals, however, are aware that there has always been a restaurant selling alcohol on the site. Sprig and Fern are also applying for an off-licence to sell alcohol from the building. One local Moggy, however, will be pleased to see the business open and has lost quite a bit of her weightedness since the previous business, The Tap, closed last year under a cloud of debt. There will be a hearing on the issue of the Spring and Fern's licence on the 25th of February at 9 a.m. in the council chambers in Richmond. 2 former residents of Nelson who have been at large have now been caught in Sydney after what appears to have been a harrowing trip across the Tasman. The couple were the only people on board the yacht stolen from the Bay of Islands 2 weeks ago. 52-year-old Paul James Bennett and his partner, 38-year-old Simone Ann Wright, limped into port aboard the broken masted boat and are wanted in New Zealand in connections with allegations of fraud and sexual assault, and can now add yacht theft to the growing list of their alleged crimes. They have been detained by Australian authorities and could face extradition to New Zealand to face charges. A new paedophile Facebook page has been set up warning Nelson people of those convicted of sexual offences who are living in the region. The page was launched last month and lists the names and details of 24 sex offenders so far believed to be living in the area, which has proven of interest, attracting over 1,000 followers. The government has been working for some time on its own sex offender register, designed for official use by authorities only. The Facebook page isn't the only service available. The Sensible Sentencing Trust is a volunteer-based organisation that allows people to look up sex offenders and other criminals in their area. Most profiles include a full name, convictions, and if the person is at large or not. Websites like this can be seen as offering a public service, but what happens to the people on those lists, wrongly convicted or that are trying to better their lives? We asked some locals their thoughts on this matter. What are your thoughts on the new Facebook page that's been launched to warn people of pedophiles living in Nelson?
I don't really feel like it's that helpful to demonise people. I mean, obviously the corrections agency and things are keeping a close eye on people that need to be watched, and it doesn't really, I think people need to be rehabilitated rather than demonised, and I don't know that doing this is going to help, and it depends where the information comes from, if it's accurate or, so.
And I think if you've got children, I think you'd like to know, to be honest, yeah.
It's pretty scary stuff, like if you don't know and then you find out later and you've got kids. No, it needs to be out in the public.
I don't really know because I haven't got kids myself, but having younger brothers and sisters, it's good to know who they are, but as long as they're kept out of the way of the public, I don't see they're a threat. The police do an awesome job as it is, so I'm sure they'll deal with them in a way that they deem necessary.
Well, I think it's better for people to take precautions that they need to take. You need to have information to keep yourself safe.
How do you feel about the government making its sex register open to the public?
As long as people are on the sex register that deserve and need to be there, and it isn't just, people aren't just put on without really lots of research and things like that. But again, if you have children, you'd do anything for them.
I just do believe it needs to be out in the open for, we're here to protect kids, not here to protect people that harm kids.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can understand where people are coming from, that they obviously don't want their children to be victims of pedophiles, but I think for the most part it's people that that someone that knows the child.
We're from the States, and how it works, at least in our state, is you can look up online and see who lives in your area who's a registered sex offender. So you have access to the information.
If that's what parents want and what parents feel is right, go for it. I don't see there's any problem with it.
We had a Wakefield man, Lawrence Harvey, talk with Chrissy Small this week about the release of his CD of 15 original songs, one of which we put together to end our news with for you today.
I'm here with Lawrence Harvey from Wakefield. Now, Lawrence is a country music sensation. He's just released his first CD. Lawrence, tell me, when did you first get into country music?
Country music about 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And so you've been on the country music scene here in the Nelson Tasman region since then?
Yeah, just Tasman, Golden Bay, and the Nelson area. I was living in Temuka, Timaru, and I entered the awards down there as well, but mainly just in the Nelson, top of South.
Right, so you're well known in the fraternity then?
A lot of people know me now.
Yes. Yeah. Now, what's your main instrument, Lawrence?
Main instruments, I play the keyboard, I play a button accordion, guitar and vocals.
Right. Now, you write your own music, I believe.
I have been writing my own music for at least 20 years, or just a bit more. It's quite fascinates me to put something out there that you've done yourself. I wasn't going to record it, but as the songs got more and more, I thought, well, if I don't do them now, they'll never get done. So I just started from some of them and then just worked on and on and on until I got a 15 track there. So I thought if I could get some person to record it, which I have done. He's only a young lad in Nelson here, and it's turned out reasonably well.
Right. Okay, so what did it cost to put this together?
Probably all up, it's the cheapest I could have done, about 2,500, 3,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, how can people get hold of this particular CD?
By ringing me, or yeah, that's be the only way. Probably I haven't got emails or computers or anything like that. You'll have to give me a ring,
right.
And I can work a time out to meet, or bring those CDs around to the certain people that want them.
Well, I guess, Lawrence, people could always ring up the station too,
they could do.
And we can pass that on to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, that'd be a good idea.
Okay, now Lawrence, tell me about your most favourite track here.
They're all pretty good, I think anyway. I wouldn't have been made the songs if they didn't have a meaning or something involved with life and people and past people that you've known, which are all on there. They're all my favourites actually.
So it's all about life experience.
It is.
And of course, Lawrence, you know, no one likes to kind of brag about their age, but you're coming up 70, I believe.
Next month, yeah. The big 70.
Yeah. And so this is your first CD. You're about to hit 70. Will there be a second?
I don't think so. Yeah, this will do me. Who knows? I might think of a few more songs. They're not very hard to, just words of different people's sentences and or whatever. It could make a song.
Right. Now tell me, who are your country heroes?
My country heroes, well, in the early days in the rock and roll was Cliff Richard.
Right.
I loved all Cliff Richard's songs, and there's John Denver. All the country artists that got a bit of beat to it, a bit of swing. Most country artists that I imitate or try to sing their songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Okay, so now these songs here, what kind of beat would you say you've got on the album? A mixture of ballads and...
Yes, there's ballads, there's country rock, there's slow ones, there's gospel. There's a variety of everything just about that I've got in that CD.
Great. And what musical instruments have you got on here?
Well, the young fella that's done them is very clever actually. What he did for a start, I went up to his little studio and got a song, played it with a guitar, and then after I'd finished that, he's taken my guitar playing away and put it on his computer, and it's all synthesised music.
Right.
Like a lot of music today is all synthesised, and that's what it is. He's brought in bagpipes, and there's violins, and there's flutes, and there's guitars, piano. There's a lot more instruments on this CD than what would there be on a live band.
Right.
Put it that way.
Okay. Now, Lawrence, do you go and hire yourself out for events? Or
no, not really yet. Quite a few years ago, my ex and I started with the keyboard and the guitar and doing a few odd little gigs. We did a New Year's Eve in Nelson here, and I've done a couple down the coast. But since I've been on my own, I've just go to country music every second Sunday, and just sing a couple of songs, and that's me.
Great.
I'll be just starting to sing these ones at club recently.
Right. Okay, so if people want to hear you, they go down to the Country Music Club?
To the Suburban Club, or the Tapawera Country Music Club, or the Waimea one.
All right. Oh, that's lovely. Lawrence Harvey, thank you for your time today, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much for your time. Hold that shell, do you hear, my child? Fix your eye on the sea. Oh, the finest men who ever fished will be saved soon as thee. Will be saved soon as thee.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.